This is the 2023 or 2024 Infiniti Q50 Red Sport. Is it a better luxury performance sedan? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Infiniti here in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I'm going to give you the information to answer that question about this all-wheel drive Q50. We're going to talk about exactly what you can expect to find if you want to buy this model. And I say 2023 or 2024 because there's no changes for the 24 model year. So this is essentially what you're going to get no matter what model year you choose. If you want to know more about this model or anything else they have here in inventory at Infiniti here in Shreveport, Louisiana, check out the link down in the description of the video. And we'll take a look here at the front end. A nice layout and design. You're going to have your LED headlights, your LED fog lights. And I know from what a lot of you tell me that fog lights are very important to you. So it's good to know that they're here. A very nice look with the overall design here on the front end. It looks sporty, as it should. The Infiniti logo is prominently displayed here in the center of the grille. And really a nice design with the upper grille. It has the right size to it, the right proportions, and that logo isn't too big. It's also not too small. You will also find your lower grille down there. And a couple of important key points with the side view mirrors. They're power adjustable, they're heated, they have the turn signal indicators built in, and another popular feature that a lot of you tell me you want to see has to do with this switch right here. Watch what happens when I flip that switch. You also have the power folding feature with these side view mirrors. And here with the rear, you've really already seen everything that's here as far as the design of the taillights, the Q50S logo there, and your dual exhaust. How about usability? Let's talk a little bit about your cargo capacity. 13.5 cubic feet of cargo space. So there's a reasonable amount back here for a sedan. And under the hood is what makes this car so fun to drive. The 3-liter twin-turbo V6. It makes 400 horsepower, 350 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission. And as you already know, it's all-wheel drive. What about the MPGs? Let's talk about that. I'll show you what we have here. 19 city, 26 highway, 22 combined, and 4.5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And the gas tank is going to be located over here on the passenger side, and something you don't get in a lot of these car review videos is the information about the size of the gas tank that, by the way, does not have capless fuel fill. You have your more traditional gas cap. It seems that more people like that style more than the capless fuel fill, but tell me what you think about that. The gas tank will hold 20 gallons. And for those who are saying, hey Tom, what does the remote look like? Well, here's what we have. You have all of your typical features, including the one that seems to be the most popular on the remote, and that would be remote start. Well, let's take a look into the interior in a little bit more of an in-depth manner into the back seat first. So the thing I like to do here is put my arm on the armrest because the old poke test, kind of like you're testing for the doneness of a steak, well, that just doesn't always do it. But putting my arm up there, that does feel nice. Obviously, black interior. Being the Red Sport, well, you need to have red contrast stitching. I like that. The overall design and layout here, well, it looks sporty. It also looks luxurious at the same time. So quite a nice balance where that is concerned. Also, the design of the seats back here. So let's climb inside and see what kind of space we have. Now, depending on where the front seats are located, obviously, well, that will determine a little bit about leg space, but you do have a little bit of an increase. That's what these areas are for, to kind of provide a little more leg space if needed, but not too bad. Storage pockets on the rear of the seats and the air conditioning vents. That's another one of those really popular features that people say they want in their vehicles. And USB connectivity down here. And we'll take a look at some of the usability here with the fold-down armrest. The cup holders are built in right here. And there is a pass-through here. So if there are people sitting in these two outboard seats right here, and you need to stick something through this area, well, that's not a problem. And it's also lockable as you can see right here. And for those who are saying, okay, Tom, you've got me interested in what you're showing me today, but what is it going to cost me? $63,930 as it sits right here. So let's see what else you get for that price. And here with the front doors, well, you're going to see a couple of additions. Obviously, some more controls and features here. You can lock and unlock the doors. You'll see the speaker right here and a door bin. Reasonable amount of space right there. Also, the Infiniti logo on the door sill and power and heated seats for the driver and the passenger. Very comfortable seats, whether you're sitting in the front or the rear area. Within the glove box is quite a bit of space. I never find any gloves in here, but it's called a glove box. Sometimes I like to call it a gloveless glove box. And you will find a 12-volt power outlet right here. You can conceal that area away if you want to. You can see that there is a little bit of piano black or gloss black finish here. And for those who are anti-push button shifters, good news. You don't have to worry about that here because you don't have one. And a few more controls and switches here as far as being able to navigate your way around on the screen. You can change your driving modes here. We'll take a look at that in just a bit as far as what those are. And you can see some of the nice trim that's here that gives it a nice sporty look. There's your cup holders and the center console. Now you might be saying, wait a minute, where are the USB ports? They're hidden away here in the center console. So they are here in case you were wondering. And you'll also find a handy dandy sunglass holder right there. And if you're curious to see what else we have up here, we'll let that come into focus a little bit, kind of brighten up. You can see some of the features here as well. And obviously, this tells you that there's one more thing I haven't mentioned here yet, and that is the fact that you have a sunroof. Conventional size, and it does tilt and slide open. And we basically took a look at the driver's side door panel earlier when we were talking about being able to use that power folding function of your side view mirrors. But you obviously have some of the additional buttons and switches here you would expect. You also have something we don't have on the passenger side, which is going to be seat memory. Two different settings right there. Let's avoid the tongue twists if we can. You can open the trunk right here, turn traction control off or back on if you need to, and right here is the control for adjusting the tilt and telescopic features of your steering wheel. It is power adjustable. We'll reach over here and hit the push button start. I'll let you see the graphics as they come up, let everything come up on the screens here. A nice look. You can see that you get a little bit of that flickering effect. And again, that's not really happening. You can't see that if you were sitting here. That has to do with my camera. I said that earlier in the video, but want to make sure that you remember so you don't think there's a defect here. But you can see that you have a nice modern look, yet you have the analog gauges here. I know some people really like that. Can't say that I blame you. Kind of a throwback to the old school vehicles, but with the modern conveniences of what we have today. And something that's not really modern, but it is a nice convenience, especially for those driving around you on the road, it's this lever, this multitasking lever right here. When you push it into the up position, it lets people know if you're turning to the right or changing lanes to the right, and the same thing happens in that down position to the left. Believe it or not, it's a standard feature on all Q50s, well, all vehicles for that matter. Now you know, in case you didn't know. You'll also control the functionality of your headlights, your taillights, and your fog lights here. I can't really say anything sarcastic about that so much. It's okay to laugh. If it's made it to this point in the video, I need to give you a little comic relief. And obviously right here, well, something else I can't really say anything sarcastic about because you use your windshield wipers, but that's where the control is for that. And a nice look with the steering wheel here. Nothing overly complicated, but it has a nice modern look to it. It looks like it fits into an Infiniti Q50. Steering wheel mounted controls as well. And for those who often say, does the vehicle you're showing us in the video today come with built-in navigation? Well, obviously you have that here. That's a good thing. And you have your lower screen right here. And we can go through a few different features here. As you can see, nice, clear, crisp graphics. I don't know that that's showing up as well with my camera as it is in person. And you also have a couple of different views with the camera. As you can see, there's the overhead view, a couple of different views. That's very helpful in a multitude of situations. So good to know that you have that where that is concerned. And obviously you can go through a few different things here. Down here you can go through the upper screen and make selections with that. I just push down right on this area right here. You can go back like that, just to show you how easy that is to deal with. And what about our driving modes? Let's talk about that. So you're going to have standard, eco, even snow mode, which actually would be very useful for this Q50 because it's all-wheel drive, and sport and sport plus. You'll also find personal, so you can personalize every aspect of the vehicle. Everything doesn't have to be sport or sport plus. Something can be sport, maybe sport plus and standard in other areas. Just depends on what you want. And obviously in sport and sport plus, you can use the shifter paddles right here to manage your way back and forth through the 7-speed automatic transmission. Boy, a little tongue twist right there. That happens sometimes. Something else for you to laugh at. And getting home, very easy to do when you need to do that. We'll go over here. If we want to go back to the main screen, we push that button. You can see what you have here with your one touch. And climate controls, here they are. In case you were wondering about all of that, you don't only have to do that from the screen. Obviously, you can see that we also have that here on the sides. That's very convenient. And we also have heated seats. So if you want to use that feature, well, you can. Today is not a bad day to do that. And something kind of old school of sorts right here. The knob for the radio to turn that on and off and to adjust the volume. You can also see there's a couple of different things here you can also use. So quite a bit going on here. Some very simplistic features, but also some high-tech features mixed in with that. And one more thing that I do want to mention, in fact, a couple of things. The upper and the lower screens are both touch screens. You have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and the Bose Premium 16-speaker audio system. Let's see if I can give you a sampling of that. Okay, we don't want to go too long on that, but I know some of you like to hear the audio that comes through the speakers on these vehicles, so hopefully my lapel mic did a good job of picking that up for you. Okay, we're out on the road for the test drive here with this Q50 Red Sport, and from what little I've experienced so far, I must say, I'm pretty impressed. You know, I mentioned the fact that it's a performance sedan, and that might surprise a few people. You need to get in it and drive it before you make a decision on that, because it really will get up and go and surprise you. But you know, that really shouldn't be a surprise because it has a reasonable amount of horsepower and a reasonable amount of torque. And being all-wheel drive, well, traction sure isn't going to be a problem. I'll tell you what, it's fun to drive, but it's also a very practical vehicle, great for a daily driver. You have a good bit of space back there with your cargo capacity in the trunk area and all that good stuff. So a lot of really what I would call very well balanced different features and functionality here. What about handling? I'm not going to go too terribly fast through here, but we'll go through here at a realistic speed for this area and just see how it handles for something that's the size of this vehicle. Well, body roll, not bad at all. It seems to be handling the road and staying very well snug to the road. It's hooked up well, we'll say. So depending on your situation and what you're dealing with, well, it'll definitely get you around in every situation. And the good thing is that it's all-wheel drive. And while a sedan is not the best thing in snowy conditions, mainly because of the fact that, well, if the snow's high enough, well, that can present some problems, especially when there's ruts to drive in. But as far as just being able to get traction in situations that could be a low traction situation, you'll be good here. You have the right driving mode for that as well. All-wheel drive is going to help, and plenty of power to get down the road. You have your shifter paddles, have a little bit of fun. If you're having a bad day, well, you can go out and enjoy a spirited drive. But as far as just being practical, it's also going to cover that as well. Plenty of room here in the interior. I don't feel cramped, but keep in mind, I am 5'10" and weigh 175 pounds. So I can't tell you every single aspect of that based on what other people might experience, but not too bad for what it is. I think it's a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. There are some people out there that say the interior is antiquated. Well, you'll have to make your own decisions on that, but it definitely seems to get the job done. It has the latest in technology that's available here, so I think it gets the job done. You have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Obviously, you can use those things, and quite a bit going on. You also, I don't know if I showed this earlier in the video, you can use the shifter paddles if you want to row your way back and forth through that 7-speed transmission, or you could actually bump the shifter over there and use it to go back and forth as well. So a few different options as far as that's concerned. It's quite a fun car to drive. It's also very practical, and I think that's a pretty good balance. Okay, tell me what you think. Is the 2023/2024 Infiniti Q50 Red Sport a better luxury performance sedan? Definitely a lot of fun to drive. And I know some people might say, this really doesn't seem like a performance sedan, but when you get behind the wheel, you put it in Sport or Sport Plus, with all that horsepower under the hood, there's no doubt it has great performance output. So tell me what you think, and don't forget, if you want to know more about this particular model, check out the link down in the description of the video to the Infiniti website. And I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at the dealership for loaning me this Q50 for the day. I would also like to say a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. If you haven't subscribed to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel just yet, please consider doing so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, or maybe just learn about, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.